Hello guys, and welcome back to this video. My name is Evans and we are going to continue looking at databases. In the last video we looked at step number 23 and we were able to create our reports. In this video we'll start with step number 24 and then we can see how we can create the report in this case. Okay, so using fields from both tables, produce a tabular report that selects the records where the club, in fact, let me just change the color, it's too dark. Let's find some nice reddish color. Club includes the text. Bike, the age is 40 or more. Event rack does not include DNF. Okay, so does not include DNF. So, and then contains a new field called lap time. So that's a field. And then it's calculated by multiplying the rest time by 1440 and then divide the number by the number of laps. And so format these as an integer, so make sure you format it as an integer. Shows only the fields where the last name is this and blah 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 blah. So you have all these details here, and then you have the sort and the like and all these things. So again, following the criteria that I gave you, how you're supposed to decide which one is supposed to be done in the report and which one is supposed to be done in the query. So which one is the query and how would you know that this one is the query? So just have a thought about it. How would you know that this is the query and this is what I'm going to do? So remember what I said. The query is used for extracting data. It specified what fields you want to look at and what's the criteria that you'll be doing. So the fields that we want to look at are these ones here and this one here, and the criteria is this one. So automatically you can tell that this here is the query. Then the rest of it is going to be the report based on the information that you have extracted from the database here. Okay, so what's the order of working? Which one should you start with? Start with the query. So start with the query, get the information and the criteria correct, and then go ahead and create now the report. Okay, so that's the order in which we're going to do. Now, if you are starting with the query, then which one should you start with the query? First of all, start with the list of fields that you are going to use. Okay, start with a list of fields that you're going to use. If you've got a field that is calculated at runtime, when you have these fields that you're going to use, then you can create this, which is going to be calculated at runtime. After you do this, then you're going to have this other information here, the criteria that you're going to set up. And your query would have been done and just go straight to the report. So that's the order which you can follow when working through this. I hope that helps, guys. I'm trying by all means to explain it so that you guys can do very, very well in your exams. So I'm going just to close this. I don't need it now. Just save it, yes. And I'm going to create query design. I will need both tables and I'll add that. So what I want now to do from my query is to get the fields that have been given. So I'll just close this and pick up the field names that have been given. Just take it this side. Okay, so the fields that we have been given as follows. We start with the last name, so just double click on the last name and then followed by the first name, so just double click on the first name, followed by the gender, double click the gender, followed by the age, Jan, double click age Jan, then category, then club, so we have category, club, club is supposed to be here, then event rank is this one, and then we have license, and then we have rest time, which is this one, and then you have got lap time. Now lap time is a new field which is calculated at runtime, so we'll add it later on. But the order must be like this, and then they tell you that do not group the data. So make sure that you don't add a group. Okay, I'll show you how that can be done in case you were asked to add a group. So the fields that we need are set. Now let's go to our field that is calculated at runtime. Now what does it mean that this field is calculated at runtime? So for a field to be calculated at runtime, it means that at the point at which the query is executed, there is a field which is based on some information from other fields, and when you have that information from other fields, you can create your own information. So for example, I have a database of students who have got let's say who are the age between 16 and 19, and I want to say that I want to create a new field which will calculate how much money I can give each of these students based on their age. So I'll say that if a person's age is, let's say, 15, then I'll give them, let's say, 10%. If it is 17, I'll give them 15%. If it is 18, I'll give them 20% and something like that. Now, I want to calculate how much money each student is entitled to based on their age. Okay, so I can use the column for age and multiply it by a certain factor or a condition which will allow me to decide which of the ages the students are. That new column, which is calculating money based on a student particular age, may be called a runtime, rather a field which is running at runtime, okay, at the point at which you're executing your database. So in this case, our field to run at runtime, I'll just scroll at the end, is called lap time. So I'll put, just come here, at the end here, I'll type lap time. Okay, just make sure that you type it exactly as it is, followed by a colon, and then the formula now, how is this field going to be calculated? So I'll come back here, and I'm told that this formula must be calculated by multiplying the rest time by 1440. So I'll come here, I'll get, it's supposed to be rest time multiply, in fact it's supposed to be capital letter. You should type it exactly as it is, otherwise you're going to have some parameter missing error. Multiply by 1440. Okay, then the next thing that you're supposed to do is and then divide this by the number of laps. So after we do this, I'm going to put this in brackets and then divide it by the number of laps. So I'll just say by laps. Okay, so why is it in square bracket? Because we're accessing the data that is found inside the laps. So I just need to put one more bracket here. Just need to put one more bracket at the start of lap time, like that. Okay, so let's make sure that this field is visible. Too many closing parentheses. Okay, that should be fine. Okay, I can increase this so that we can see it fully. Okay, I think I put it at the wrong place. It's supposed to be at rest time somewhere here. The bracket is supposed to be here, like that, and then the one at the start should be removed. So just make it visible, and then let's run it, and then we have it's supposed to be lap time. Where am I? Okay, well, I'm not seeing that. Anyway, just go back here, go to design view. Okay, apparently I didn't tick it for some reason. Why? I thought I ticked it. Okay, now it's there. I thought I'd ticked it. So we have the lap time showing here, but it's some wild numbers that are actually being shown. So we need again to provide some information. We were told that this must be formatted as an integer. Now there are many ways that you can do this. Just take it back to design view, and then I'll make these properties, and then format for this number. I'll say this is a fixed number or a standard number. So I'll go it as a fixed number, and then I'll indicate the decimal places that I want it to be 0. Now sometimes this may work, sometimes it may not work, but I'll show you another way that you can format this to 0 decimal places. So run it. In this case it has worked, so thank God, it's fine. But sometimes when you're trying to format in Access, especially in the report, you realize that sometimes you're trying to format it to 0 decimal places and it doesn't just work out that way. and you may need to use some formula to do that. I'll show you, I think, when we have a clear example for the sake of time. So we have the lap times indicated like that, and what we need to do now is to come back here. Okay, so we are done with the query, rather with this one, which is the field calculated runtime. Now we need to do the criteria. So let's go ahead with the criteria. So take it back to design view, and then with the criteria now we need to make sure that the club includes the text bike. So we go to club include, which means asterisk, and then the text is supposed to be bike. Okay, so anything that includes bike, so you put star bike star, so which means velocity bikers, Tawara bike, bike runners, and anything that there is just a bike that can be spelled within the word, whether it's the only word or it's embedded in other words, that should be fine. Okay, so the next one is age Jan is 40 or more. Age Jan 40 or more. So take it back to design view. Age Jan is greater or equal to 40. Run it, and you'll see that age Jan, all the numbers that are greater or equal to 40. That's perfect. Take it back to design view for the last criteria, and you need to indicate that the event rank does not include DNF. So event rank. So event rank, just say not DNF. Not DNF. Okay, and run it. And now event rank, there is no DNF. It just is that event rank? Yes, event rank does not include DNF. Okay, so that's fine. So that's the criteria. We are done with the criteria. We are done with the query. That should be perfectly fine. The next thing now that we need to do is to go ahead and create the report based on the query that we have created, and which has extracted certain data that we needed from the database. So now we can shift our attention to working with the data, with a report or with a query to create a report. So go ahead here, save this as step 24. So I'll save it as step 24 query, and then so that is fine. I'll go ahead and close it, and then I'll go to create report wizard, and then this time around I'll select a query from step 24, and that will be it. Now the other thing, here you don't need to do anything, actually just this that is important. So you need to specify the page orientation is supposed to be landscape, so make sure it's landscape. It's supposed to be single page wide, so make sure that this one adjust the field width so that all page fit on a single page. This one should be selected, and this is a tabular report we are creating, so make sure it's tabular. Next, and then the title, this, so we need to get the title, which is the title is supposed to be Bike Club Veterans. Bike Club Veterans. So let's go ahead. Bike Club Veterans. So these are the guys who are the veterans of this club anyway. Formatted, it should be displayed as black 28 serif font. So go to modify, next. This should be formatted as black 28 points. So go to home, make sure that it is black, and make sure that it is 28, and make sure that it's a serif font. And remember, our serif font, we maintain that we'll be using Times New Roman for this paper. So just enlarge it, 28, that's okay. And so the text is fully visible. We've just done that. And then we now need to perform a sort. So we haven't yet done this, so we need to perform a sort. It must be, data should be sorted in ascending order of gender. So ascending order of gender. So let's go first, add the sort, and then gender, ascending order, add on top. followed by descending order of age Jan. So add a sort age Jan, but it must be from largest to smallest, which is descending order. If you were told to add a group, this is where you can add a group on some fields, but in this case we have not been told to add a group, so I'm not going to add this one. Okay, so we just have the gender and that. The next thing that we need to do, so this one is done, this one is done. It's a nice song. Calculates the average age and displays this as an integer below the age Jan column. Okay, so we need to calculate the average age and place it below the age Jan. But first of all, before we do that, let's go take it to layer view so that we have some fields fully visible and so on. So just select this, resize it like that. That's okay. Then get this as well. Probably resize it a little bit, push it to the left just to create some space on the right side. Get the gender, resize it and push it to the left just using your keyboard. And then this one is supposed to be, okay, just push it to the left first before we enlarge it. That should be fine. And now enlarge it. This is supposed to be age Jan, and then this one, push it to the left as well. Just make sure that the text is not cut in any way. This one, push it to the left, and event rank, push it to the left as well. Reduce on its size, just using your keyboard. Push it to the left, increase its size. And the last one, this is the time. Just select it, push it to the left, increase its size. Okay, that should be perfectly fine. Okay, so we now have all the items actually put in. The next thing that we need to do is to create calculate the average. So we'll take it to design view, and then the question is, how many pages do I have here? So if you're going to have more than 2 pages, then you need to make sure that, or rather more than 1 page, then you need to put your name or details in the footer. How do you check that? You can take it to print preview, for example. If after you've done your query, you can take it to print preview, and at the bottom here, you just go to the next page. So you can tell that this document is going to have 2 pages. So if you put your name in the report footer, if you take it to design view, if you put your name in the report footer, then your name will only exist on the last page of the document and it won't be on the first page. So you need to make sure that your name is actually put in the page footer so that it can exist on every single page. So what would happen if you put it in the page footer, your name will appear like the way the page is appearing here. So page 1 of 2, page whatever, and your name will be here. If you go to the next page again, your name will be there at the bottom as well. So I hope that is very, very clear, guys. Yeah, so let's come back here. We want to calculate the average first of all. So calculate the average age and display this as an integer below age Jan column. So we'll take it to design view, and then under age Jan, we'll insert a box, text box, and we'll put in our formula to calculate the average. So equal to AVG, and then we want to calculate the average of age Jan. Okay, want to calculate the average of age Jan, missing parentheses, yeah, close it like that. Okay, so that is that, and I want to make sure that this is aligned. Okay, I'll come and tell you about the alignment later, but we can test it. Just go to print preview, and we can test it on the second page. We can see that it is actually working out. Okay, so we can tell the age is 52.0 whatever. So now we need to make sure that this value is an integer. So select it, go to properties, and then come to format of this number. Make sure that this number is actually a fixed number, and then change the decimal places to 0. It's supposed to be formatted as an integer. Okay, so as a whole number. So this is where I think I was even saying that sometimes this can work and sometimes it may not work, but what do you do? And I'll show you if at all it does not work. So go to print preview, and at the bottom go to the second page so that you see the last one, and in this case it has actually worked and we have the whole number 52. What we just need is to center this number so that it is directly under this number, and probably remove the border around. I don't like the border around the 52. It doesn't look good, as if it's on a calculator. Okay, so let's go ahead and remove this. Just select, take it back to design view, and then what we want to do is to first of all text align, make it center, and then you want to make sure that there's no border. So border style here, the one which is solid, just say transparent. And then now let's come back to print preview, and then let's go to the second page, and now you can tell that 52 exists on its own and it's apparently directly under that. So let's go ahead and add the average label. So the average label is supposed to be, has a label average age of veterans. So let's go here. So let's say average age of veterans. Now we need to make sure that it is okay, so that's fine. First letter is supposed to be capital. Now what do you do? How do you drag this so that it is it moves only along to the left side? What I've seen is students trying to drag it like this, and they notice that it moves together with that, and so they don't know exactly what to do. So well, you hold the holder on the gray shaded box here. So if you do that, then you just move it along like that, and it's the one that will be there. So here I can also push this like that, and we can view it again in print preview. Go to the second page, and now you can see it says average age of veterans. So close it. The next thing that we're supposed to do, so we are done with this one as well, we are done with this one, we're done with this one, and we need to make sure that it includes your name, center number, and candidate number in the footer of the report, so that it appears on every page with no other data displayed. So in the footer of the report, it doesn't mean that report footer, no. At the bottom of the report, you can put the name. So just remove this, and you can insert in the footer of the report. The page footer also will be part of the report, because the document that you have there is the report. So Evans ZM556. By the way, I'm still using the center number for my previous school, sadly. Okay, so that is that. So now if you check this in layout, a print preview, you'll see that you have your name on the first page and you have your name on the second page. Now remember, the rule for Cambridge, if I just scroll at the start of the paper, I didn't read the instruction, but the rule is clear that printouts with handwritten candidate details will not be marked. They have told you enter your name, center number, and candidate number every printout before it is sent to the printer. What happens is if a document doesn't have a name, it won't be marked, even if it was found in your folder. They would assume you just picked it up by the printer and it was someone's work and it's not your work. So there's no proof that you are the one who did that. The only way there is proof is that when you put your name before printing, it will come out and it will show that you are the one who actually printed that. So that is that. So let's go scroll down, and actually we are where we. Okay, now the computer has taken over. I'm not the one who's scrolling down. I'm not the one who's doing this. Let's just wait for it to finish whatever it is doing. Okay, okay, apparently my computer was misbehaving. So let's come back here. In fact, one of the subscribers today sent me a message asking me that why do you use Cam Studio for recording? You should be using OBS, because Cam Studio sometimes takes over the computer and it will freeze and stuff like that. So it was a good suggestion. I've observed Cam Studio can do that, and I would want to try out OBS as well and find out how it works and stuff like that. Okay, good. So I think that should be the report. I don't know if I've left out anything on the report. So you should just save and print your report and provide evidence screenshot showing that the formula used to calculate the average. So what you need to do is just go into close this, take it to design view and get a screenshot of this. This is the evidence of how you calculated the average. So just come here and paste it here. And that is done. Okay, perfect. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next video. No ways, there's no next video. I haven't done step 25. That's how I skip some steps sometimes. There's one paper I was doing some years back and I left one step like that, not done. So for the sake of everyone, let's do step 25. So export the report created in step 24 in a portable format, PDF, portable document format, and save the exported file in your work area. So show evidence of screenshot of the exported file saved in your work area. Make sure there's evidence of file type. So what you're going to do is just to export this document. So it's very simple actually. Just right click on the document. Where is it now? It's Bike Club Veterans. Just right click on it and go to export, and you want to export it as a PDF. So then put it in the same folder with the same name. I don't know what name we've been given, but in this case we have not been told the name. So just export it the default name, but it must be a PDF file and publish. Once you do that, just say close, go to the folder. You will see the file has been exported, and just now get a screenshot of this in your document. Just say okay, and go ahead and paste it in your evidence document as evidence 8, like that. Okay, so now that finally ends the section on that databases, and there you go with the 27 marks just on silver plate like that. So thank you so much guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, to share, to like and comment on this video, and I'll see you shortly in the next video when we look at the section on mail.